Hello and welcome to the Ant-Man channel on this Sunday, the 20th of October 2013. And I am your host, Ant-Man. And I have in front of me an article from W&D under the column Faith. And this article is written by Jerome R. Corsi. You might have heard of him. It is called Pope Leading Church to Disaster? Believes world could be entering age of AntiChrist. Whoa. Now, it's really not funny because there's a lot of people that are lost and that are not saved out there. Wow. Citing the famous prophecies of Fatima, traditionalist Roman Catholic Bishop Bernard Fillet warned in an address in Kansas City that Pope Francis is precipitating the church's decline and could be a herald that the world is entering the age of the Antichrist. Fillet, who leads a society that has no canonical status in the Roman Catholic Church, said the modernist views professed by the pontiff are at odds with traditional Catholic teaching. The situation in the Catholic Church is a real disaster, and the present pope is making it 10,000 times worse, Fillet charged October 12th at the Angelus press conference in Kansas City. Fillet is Superior General of the Society of St. Pius X, whose minister, according to the Vatican, do not legitimately exercise ministry in the church. Has it ever occurred to you that the Vatican is like a state? It's treated like a state. Has that ever occurred to you? Has it ever crossed your mind that it's weird that all the leaders of the world go to kiss the Pope's hand? Hasn't it ever occurred to you that that's kind of like worshiping somebody? I don't know. Maybe those things have something to do with all of that. Fillet, in his address, drew heavily from the third secret of Fatima, which many Catholics believe was given by the Virgin Mary, the mother of Jesus, to Lucia Santos, one of three poor children who claimed to experience a series of 6 apparitions of Mary in Fatima, Portugal, between May and October in 1917. The third secret centers on an apocalyptic vision in which an unidentified future pope is seen going up a steep mountain. At the top is a rough-hewn cross. The pope passes through a city in ruins, only to be killed at the foot of the cross by a group of soldiers who fire a barrage of bullets and arrows that wound the bishops, priests, and believers of various ranks and positions accompanying the pope. Fillet noted that when Sister Lucia was asked what the third secret of Fatima predicted, she pointed to chapters 8 through 13 of the Apocalypse, referring to the final book of the New Testament, also known as the Revelation of St. John the Divine. Observing the chapter 8 of the Apocalypse speaks of the coming of the Antichrist. Fillet noted that Pope St. Pius X said, at the beginning of his pontificate, the son of perdition may already be on earth. Fillet cited Cardinal Luigi Schiappi, the papal theologian, theologian of all popes from Pope Pius the 12th through Pope John Paul II, who said the third secret warned the apostasy within the church would begin at the top. Oh, duh. Come on, you guys, keep up. It's obviously seen in history that the Catholic Church has usurped powers and used empires to carry out their evil ways. They're not very good, and they're practicing deceitfulness on purpose. They're making you believe that they're, it's nowhere in the Bible to behave the way that they do, to act like dress like they do, and to carry themselves around like they do. They're like a view of the Pharisees in a way. Like, they hold themselves up high. They regard themselves as people that are above you. They practice spiritualist. They practice spiritual things that aren't good. But they know what they're doing. This goes back to the Bible telling us about that kind of stuff with Mystery Babylon and all that kinds of stuff. Let's see. Fillet cited Cardinal Luigi Schiappi. In 2000, the Vatican released that was declared to be the complete text of the third secret of Fatima, accompanied with a commentary authored by then Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger, the future Pope Benedict the 26th. Fillet stressed the end times nature of Sister Lucia's vision by referring to a famous 1957 interview in which Lucia stressed that when the third secret is fulfilled, various nations will disappear from the face of the earth, and the devil will do all in his power to overcome souls consecrated to God. Wow. Does that sound like, like nukes going, like, what's up with the rapture and all that? You know what I mean? Like, it's appointed to every man to die once. You know what I mean? So, is that how we're going up into, are we literally going to get nuked? Are we going out like that? Because that's, scary. So, very scary times. Fillet attacked Francis for advancing a new format for the Catholic Mass, following in the path of Vatican II, and for suggesting the Catholic Church condemns homosexuality but not homosexuals, and that even atheists might achieve salvation if they live according to conscience. Well, the Catholic, the Nicolaitans, they practice deceitfulness, and that's exactly what that is. They're secretly, a lot of them are atheists, and also secretly, a lot of them are homosexuals, and they practice a lot of that stuff, and they're not good. You know what I mean? Like, they're creeps. Like, the biggest creeps on earth, in my opinion, is the Pope. He's the creepiest dude on earth. Look at him. Just look at him, for real. I don't see how you can adopt that as, like, someone to look up to, man. I mean, that's just stupid. Like, don't you see that because people relied on the Catholic Church telling you what's right and wrong in the past and during the times of Martin Luther, which was a long time ago, people, through Martin Luther, realized that they were controlling them and that they were making them, you know what I mean, they were making them slaves to them, making them serve them. It's kind of like the same today, only they make us unknowingly and ignorantly follow traditions and stuff that we don't even know that we're doing. We're doing like we're celebrating, holidays we shouldn't be celebrating, and that's just the truth. There's no good way to put it. That's just the truth. Claiming these are very scary times, Fillet spoke of abortion as a sin that cries to heaven for vengeance. He characterized same-sex marriage as an unnatural redefinition of marriage and related sins. Well, sexual immorality is a call of duty to all of us as Christians to know that is what Paul wrote to the church. That is what he, in the book of Acts and stuff, he was saying that that's what is necessary, to be morally, sexually, to be moral and to do what the Lord wants us to do. Because all other ways, lead to death, as it says. Praying for a return to traditional Catholic values and practices, Fillet reiterated Sister Lucia's plea for Catholics to recite the Rosary and to apply themselves to the devotion of the Immaculate Heart and of the Blessed Virgin Mary as the last remedies God has given to mankind. You see, these things God never asked us to do, you guys. He doesn't ask you to do that. It's not required, and it's not necessary. And you're doing stuff you don't know what you're doing. You're taking on curses and things that are bad. Insisting there is definitely a material chastisement of the world in sight, Fillet warned of a coming catastrophe. And I have to say something too. I don't know what division or what denomination Christian you are, but just look into the history of your denomination and the great people that have been in your denomination and see what they thought about who God was talking about and how Paul knew in 60 AD, I believe, who the Antichrist was and what was his kingdom, his 10 kingdoms. It's that's what the Bible's trying to warn you about, is that's who it is. That's who's claiming to be here in the name of the Lord, Jesus, but instead of, you know what I mean, he's deceiving you by making you think that, but he really is a blasphemer, like literally just Satan on earth, man. He practices it hardcore. Insisting there is definitely a material chastisement of the world inside, Fillet warned of a coming catastrophe. How, when, Fillet asked, I have no idea, but if you put everything together, it is clear that God has had enough of the sins of man. Fillet's Society of St. PSX and SSPX was founded in 1970 by French Archbishop Marcel Lefebvre, who strongly opposed communists and Catholic socialists. Yeah, counter-reformationists, the guys that have been stopping us from progressing, you guys. We're so much better. We're meant to love. We're meant to do good things, man. But it's these people, man, that really, they throw a big cog in the wheel, man. They throw a big, stick in front of us. They cause us to stumble in a lot of ways, sadly. And they are they have the world at their hands. But Mark 38:36 says, "What good is it that a man gain the world but loses his soul?" So if you're worried about like this life, you shouldn't worry. God's got everything under control, and He's gonna do it how He says He's gonna do it. And anybody who opposed to Him is just gonna be, their nakedness is gonna be shown, and it's gonna be a humiliating day and a day of defeat for them. And a place where I don't want any of you to go is waiting for people like that, and it sucks. But that's God's holiness and His justice. But He is also love, and He has also provided a way for you to come back and not die, and that's through Jesus Christ alone. So, in 1988, or wait, was I there? Oh wait, no, it wasn't. Who he believes hijacked. Okay, so the Catholic socialists who he believes hijacked Vatican II to abandon traditional Catholic practices and beliefs, including replacing the Latin Mass with a modern format in the vernacular of local cultures. They're worshiping the sun, alright? They're worshiping the freaking sun, Apollo. In 1988, in an apostolic letter titled Ecclesia Dei, or the Church of God, John Paul II officially excommunicated Fillet because he was consecrated by Lefebvre in an act of the Vatican characterized as unlawful and schismatic. You know what I'm getting tired of, because I realize it now, is that us Christians, we get blamed for like all of the war and all of that crap that people that don't understand the Bible always try to blame us for. Whatever, dude. You can give me all the credit for that if you want, but it's not really true. What's true is that in the name of the Catholic Church, a lot of Christians have been killed. Those people you're complaining about are actually Christians, and the people and the reason they died is because of the Catholic Church put them to death. The Mark of the Beast and all that stuff with the Antichrist, that happened a long time ago. It's like a format that happens over and over again, and it's really it started with Pope Sixtus III, and he pretty much invented Christmas. Well, he didn't invent it, but he made it Roman law. Well, Constantine did through Petrarch, I believe. So that's why God tells you to study hard, man. There are people out there that are trying to lead you to hell on purpose. There's like something demonic going on. It's not just a battle. It's not a battle of flesh and blood. It's a battle against spirits and principalities and evil. You guys, it's real. The spirit world is real. Anyways. In 2009, the Congregation for Bishops, on instructing from Pope Benedict the 26th, rescinded Fillet's excommunication. I already read that. Pope Francis, born George Mario Bergoglio, has been identified with liberation theology, a Marxist revolutionary version of Christianity, ever since he was appointed Archbishop of Buenos Aires in 1998. I think that they're hiding a lot of information about this guy to us, the Pope, who he is, and what he used to stand for. We know that like ex-Nazis have been popes. So what are they? Duh, come on, I'm telling you, they're practicing deceitfulness. I know, this is why God tells you to. This is idolatry, is what it is. They create idolatry, and that you get fooled into doing that, to worshiping an image and a person, and not God. God is a real person, and He wants your heart. You gotta understand this. This is food for thought. Anyways, I hope that blessed you. Peace.